It's a while since I've explicitly thought of it in terms of preparing better for death. It's quite a Catholic idea in some ways that I grew up with. My father died when I was a kid, and death was very much to the forefront of my experience and my experience of grief and suffering in life as I grew into young adulthood. And I'm sure that when I encountered the Dharma, a whole part of my being that was kind of crying out for something, it was in that context, whether it was conscious or not emotionally. So having encountered a set of discourses about impermanence and how that's just woven into the fabric of things, and how what we need to do is try and come up with a different creative response rather than change the nature of things, that made a huge difference to me over time. And as I've deepened in my own experience, and to whatever extent deepened in my own practice, particularly through ordination as a kind of mythic journey and a mythic context into a Buddhist order, then death was never far away as a metaphor, whether it was spiritual death or the fact of one's own death or the impermanence of friends, relatives, that kind of thing. So I'm sure it has prepared me better for death, but I don't really think in those explicit terms. And I'm not sure that I actually want to. I think it's prepared me better for life. I'm not sure if I was ever really properly alive until I encountered the Dharma and until I kind of found a way to at least bring my life back to the Dharma on a regular basis as a reference point. I think that's when I learned how to be alive. Not necessarily well, but I think as time goes on I'm better and better at that, and I've got faith that if I continue to live well, then when the moment comes, I'll hopefully have enough mindfulness and enough emotional positivity to meet that and do myself justice in the face of that experience.